Let me tell you a story of woe and despair. Yesterday, I videoed the installation of the skid plate for the XT, the USB for the XT, and I took a look at the luggage, how that's been going, a couple of other bits and pieces. Got to start the editing process and found that I had no audio on any of the videos. So here I am back in the garage reshooting the whole thing all over again. Yay! Anyway, today we're going to take a look at fitting a USB outlet to the XT. We did have a previous video about power budget and how we freed up enough power to add this USB charge outlet. So I'll take you through the different types of USB that you could possibly fit and how they fit and what I ended up doing. So without further ado, let's go video this all over again. There are a number of different types of USB we could use. The first and most obvious is this type, which is not USB at all. This is a 12 volt, I think they used to call them cigar lighters. You can get a USB module that just pops in there. And this is dead easy to wire onto the bike. As you can see here, it's got a couple of terminals that go straight to the battery, inline fuse for protection, and as long as there's nothing in this, plugged into this, then you're not drawing any current from the bike. You could leave that on all winter, wouldn't be a problem. As soon as you pop in a USB outlet though, it's going to start drawing current, so you don't want to leave the USB device in here. But these are useful if you want both 12 volts and 5 volts USB. This is also an option. This is a USB module. Picked this up from Amazon for about 10 bucks, maybe even less than that. It's just got two wires, so you'd have to wire it into a circuit somehow or put some connectors on there. And then it's just got a loose USB-A connection. It's 3 amps output, so it's at 5 volts at 3 amps, that's 15 watts. So it's a relatively substantial charger, but it's not a fast charger. So that's another option, but on this particular bike I have nowhere to put that. So on this particular bike we've gone ahead and used an actual USB module. To put the USB in, I've taken the side panels off, the seat off, and the tank panel off because I need to be able to see where I'm routing the wires. Now, imagine my surprise when I find this. That's the Yamaha XT 250 toolkit. I didn't even know I had one. I mean, when I first got the bike, I took a look under the seat, see if it was there. No, figured it didn't have one. But here's the thing. In order to get to that toolkit, I've had to use a variety of tools to find it. For instance, this is a 5mm hex wrench needed to get the side panels off. But that doesn't fit under the seat or under the rear mudguard. So I have to have this, which is a 5mm hex on a 1/4 inch drive to get to that. And then to get the tank panel off, put a 4mm hex. Couldn't be 5mm, could it? No, it had to be a 4mm. So there's 2 hex drives there I have to use. And then last, but by no means least, a damn great big Phillips screwdriver. This is a number 3. And I can count the times when I've needed a number 3 on one hand. Usually I use one of these when I'm building furniture. So I had to use all of that to get the panels off to have access to the toolkit. I don't know, but that seems like a design flaw. To cut down on the amount of time this video will take to reshoot, I've left the USB outlets in place, and I've got the cable actually routed. Yeah, let me show you. I've actually got the cable for that routed through here, so it's held with a cable clamp or cable tie, and then it heads off down into where all the other cables are. Let's make that a little shorter. There we go. It comes down past the triple clamp, and now you can see the frame and the wiring, and I've got to route it through here. So I'm going to need two hands for this, so I'm just going to pop the camera back on the stand, and I'll show you when I've finished. You may hear a train horn in the background. There is absolutely nothing I can do about that. I live fairly close to a railway, and it's quite obtrusive. Anyway, we need to get this down to the battery, and I think what I'm going to do is run it through here, because I don't think I can bundle it with this. There's too much going on there, and I need it to come this way. So let's see if we can pop that through there. Come on, you can do it. There it is. All right, so got that out the way, and now we have to bring it around to the battery box. Okay, now with regard to the battery box, what I've done is I've already fitted the terminals to the battery. So this is live right now. 12 volts, not going to kill you, but it's live. There's an inline fuse here, which looks like it's about to come undone. That's better. Yep. So there's an inline fuse there, and what we want to do is bring this cable in here somewhere. There isn't a lot of space here, but I reckon we can get it in. Yeah, if I bring that through there, I hope I'm not knocking anything as I pull it through. There we go. Oh yeah, that works nicely. Yep. And then I'm going to bring it around the back of one of these cables and pop that like that. There we go. Job done. And hopefully the side panel won't crush that too much. But I think I like that. There's still some clearance there. It's not going to get hung up on the motor or melt through. At least I don't think so. I think I may put a cable tie on there just to make sure it doesn't move. I don't like that. Yeah, I think maybe a cable tie, or maybe another way of bringing that through so that it's not going to fall onto the motor. Because that's what I don't want to do. I don't want it to get some slack in it, fall back onto here and start getting hot. Melted wiring is never good. Many years ago, I had an old Renault that dropped a wire harness clip, and the entire harness in the engine bay dropped onto something hot and burned through it all. That was a bit of a problem. Yeah, ideally I'd want that to come through here, but I don't think there's any room there. Ah, but there's room there. Okay. Yep, come on, you beauty. They really don't give you a lot of space. Not like old motorcycles. It's all space. Yeah, that's much better. Get that under there. Can you get it? Yes, you can. There. Nice. There, and that really isn't going to touch anything hot. And it's not going anywhere. All right, let's get the side panels back on. And that's the USB module in place. Now, I haven't done the bolt up yet, so I may move this like that. I'm not too worried about being able to read the voltmeter, and it's got a rubber cover on it to stop the rain from getting into the USB connectors, so that's where I may leave it. But I think we can call that a job done. Well, once I get that bolt put in. Job done. This is a quick test to see if the USB is working. This thing sticking up here is an interesting thing. I bought it off of Amazon a few years ago. It's basically an LED light that runs off USB. So let's plug him in. There we go. And now if I turn him on, there we go. So we have working USB. So that's it for the USB. And I'll see you in the next video. Have fun, stay safe, don't die.